Welcome to the Marketing Update. It's November 18th, 2011, and we're coming to you live from Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's a rowdy crowd today. I'm Karen Rubin.
Sorry, I'm Mike Volpe. I was busy tweeting with the fake Dan Zarella.
It's a very big day for...
It's just breaking news, just heard about it.
Just heard about it.
So I was asking fake Dan Zarella why he isn't putting please retweet after 100% of his tweets.
It's science, bitches!
So, yeah. But what's funny about this, Dan's not going to think that we had something to do with this. We actually don't.
It's actually...
like there's a lot of tweets I now want to post in that account, but I don't know who it is and I don't know what the login is. So I suspect who it is.
If you're in charge of @fake Dan Zarella, talk to Mike because he's got some great fodder for you.
I have many tweets.
It's also Dan Zarella's birthday.
It is, so happy birthday
to you.
Yep.
I think that this is probably going to be the best birthday present Dan ever got.
Maybe.
Maybe. It'll be fabulous. Somebody wanted to fake him.
There you go.
Anyway.
Cool. HubSpot TV is the hashtag. If you want to include that in your tweets, you might get made famous. As GCC Printers is now famous, already tweeting in saying, waiting for the dancing unicorns on HubSpot TV. No dancing unicorns this week, but there may be some in videos soon to come in the future.
It would be awesome if we got 2 unicorn costumes.
It would be. All the old episodes are on iTunes.
5-star reviews.
And anyone's welcome to come by Friday, 4 p.m. Live studio audience.
Absolutely.
There you go.
So we have a Doing It Right.
Doing It Right. Catvertising.
This comes to us from John Street, an agency up in Canada that made this awesome video announcing that they're launching the world's first and only catvertising agency.
I think it's fantastic. I always thought that inbound marketing was the future of marketing, and now I actually realize that catvertising is the future of advertising.
I think there's a direct quote from Mark Zuckerberg in the video saying that 75% of online media will be cat-based media by the end of 2011.
It was actually, they had an awesome graph in there too, which is like sort of infographic in its quality about how cat-based video consumption had surpassed there was one. It was
porn.
Like one thing. Porn was going to be the punchline. So it was like something else than like porn. And they had like little icons for each, and I'll just let you imagine what the porn icon was. It was pretty awesome.
It was pretty fabulous.
Yeah.
So the video has more than 600,000 views. It's been up for a couple of days. It's a great example of not taking yourself too seriously and trying different things to entertain people.
There we go.
So go check it out.
Awesome. Headlines.
Bank of America's Google Plus whoops.
Yeah.
That's referencing what? Rick Perry's oops. If you don't watch the Republican debates, you won't get that. But anyway, so Google Plus business pages launched last week. Very exciting.
We told you all about it. HubSpot launched the page. You all should have
somebody
page
who
in your
didn't.
circles.
Bank of America. And within a couple of days, there was a Bank of America profile not launched by them, which had things like quotes, the wall posts such as, living under a tarp? I am too, but my tarp is much bigger, however, and billions of dollars more expensive. Or, big company party in foreclosed house number 2403347 tonight.
That was my favorite one.
They also have like nasty pictures of the CEO and all of that.
Yeah.
Google shut it down for them, but what's the marketing takeaway here,
Well,
Mike?
the marketing takeaway is make sure, even if you're not going to do something with it right away, grab your brand page.
Yeah.
And Google's put a few safeguards in place to make this much less likely if they do some verification, but et cetera, et cetera. But just all these different things, just grab your brand's page before someone else brand jacks you.
Brand jacks you. Well done. Did you just make that up?
I make up words all the time.
You're brilliant.
Just like fake Dan Zarella. So their next story is the real impact of Google SSL, that change on keyword traffic. Remember, we told you that Google is making this change. So if someone is logged into like Gmail or another aspect of Google, they do a search, and then they click on a result, organic result, and go to your website. Google is no longer sending the keyword referrer data, so you don't know what keyword search they did to find your website.
And so when they announced this change, they said that they thought it would affect less than 10% of all searches online.
Matt Cutts specifically said this.
Matt Cutts quoted
And we are
them.
calling you out, Matt Cutts. Again, because Rand Fishkin already called you out and you denied it. And then Rand Fishkin called you out again with a link to our data that calls you out. and you still denied it again. And we are calling you out again because we have data on thousands of websites that say what you said was not correct.
So what happened was Brian Whaley, our SEO expert,
Yes.
decided he was going to hunt this up. Yes, Sam Korn's boyfriend, I saw that. We were going. He looked at all of our 5,600 customers' data to see how this actually impacted them,
Yes.
and found out that on average, it infected 11.36% of organic searches, more than 10%, and it also, for at least 423 of our customers, it impacted more than 20% of their organic searches. So
Yeah.
it does vary. Some people are getting impacted a lot by this. So
Yeah.
what's the second thing we found out?
Well, the second thing we found out was that the number of keywords that you're now getting data on, like getting searches on, had on average declined by 16%.
Yeah.
So if you used to get data on 1,000 different keywords were driving traffic to your website, you're now seeing only 840 keywords.
Nice math. I'm impressed. So anyway, the marketing takeaway here is to check your keyword traffic using HubSpot to find out how it's impacting you, because you want to be able to measure these things and understanding the impact on your business.
There you go.
Good stuff.
Cool. All right, this one is awesome. It is about Milwaukee and public service announcements and babies and knives.
What more do you want?
I mean,
so Milwaukee has a problem.
yeah, this is weird. I didn't realize Milwaukee had they were sort of apparently the infant death capital of the U.S.
10.4 infant deaths per 1,000 live
live
births.
births.
And in certain parts of the city of Milwaukee, they have higher baby mortality rates than some undeveloped and third world countries.
Yeah.
They have babies dying like every month in Milwaukee.
And this is, I remember the whole Detroit incident. I want to be very clear here. These are facts we are quoting from other news stories. This does not this has nothing to do with my opinion, positive or negative, of the city of Milwaukee.
Have you been to Milwaukee?
Disclaimer, I actually have been there. I actually had a very nice time.
I've
It was
never been to
fun.
Milwaukee.
Everyone drinks beer there.
Because,
we went to this
because
bar.
people don't drink beer here?
No, but like all the time, for every. I mean, it's like Milwaukee. You're like, why wouldn't you drink beer, right? But we were in bars, and it's everyone had not only a beer, but like a whole pitcher per person, including 23-year-old women. It was like
because
oh,
they
just
live
drinking
in
a pitcher.
Milwaukee.
Right. It's just everyone they like beer in Milwaukee.
So in any case, they've got this problem, and
They do.
Unfortunately, a baby died early this month, and the Milwaukee Health Department unveiled a couple provocative ads, public service announcements that basically have this angelic, fat, sleeping baby sleeping on a bed next to a butcher's knife. And the ad says, "Your baby sleeping with you can be just as dangerous." Apparently,
a lot of the deaths have been caused by co-sleeping. Now, the interesting thing about it is there's been a lot of discussion on this because a lot of people are very pro co-sleeping, that it encourages a lot of bonding between your baby and you and those types of things, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I'm not going to get into the co-sleeping versus non-co-sleeping debate. I'm not going to touch that. I have my own opinions, but I think it's everyone's personal choice, and you're allowed to make your own choice.
That's so nice of you.
However, I would say that the issue that Milwaukee is actually having is the co-sleeping is happening in bad environments where people with drug and alcohol issues are doing it, and then when you have, especially when you're under the influence of other substances, you may roll over on top of your baby and not notice, and things like that, and bad things happen.
Yep.
And they've had over 9 SIDS deaths this year, so there's definitely something bad happening there. The question is, was the campaign too aggressive?
Yeah, and a lot of people are getting, and the author of the article in DM News basically said that they had a problem with the ad and they were trying to figure out why. And it was hard because the message seemed okay, and for this specific, just where it's being focused in Milwaukee, it seems like an okay message. However, the co-sleeping is as dangerous as having your baby sleep with a butcher's knife seemed a bit extreme. They were just going for the shock value as opposed to the real message they were getting across, as opposed to teaching people and explaining them why what they were doing might not be the best thing. And it seemed like the PSA was all about shock instead of about content. Instead of about...
It was clearly an attention grabber. However, we do not actually have any real data. Perhaps the fake Danzarella could help us out with this.
The fake Danzarella is good at
fake
data.
Danzarella, if you can do any research into baby deaths when sleeping with a butcher's knife versus co-sleeping with a parent, I would love to know what the actual science says about that. Because I actually don't know, a knife next to, the baby would have to roll over onto the knife and then do things I actually don't know if it would actually be, it's kind of wide and
a butcher's knife would be hard for the baby to flip up so that it could actually get the leverage.
I actually don't know that, I don't know it would actually be that dangerous. Maybe the danger is actually about the same. I don't know, so I would love to have some science on that.
So,
in any event,
takeaway here is in your marketing, you need to think, does shock value outweigh real value? And make sure you're on the right edge of the knife.
Clearly they create a lot of conversation, though, so interesting campaign. All right. Next up, we have Heinz fixes flub to ketchup.
Dude, I just understood what you're saying there. That was really cheesy. All right, now I'll tell you the story. That was totally a cheesy headline. Heinz Ketchup launched a new version of ketchup that's mixed with balsamic vinegar. Now, why anybody would want this is beyond me, but...
Well, okay, ketchup is made with vinegar.
I understand that.
Ketchup. Okay.
But this
so
is like
different
a
kind
special
of
ketchup. But why would you mess with perfection? Like, why would you mess with Heinz Ketchup? Anyway, they're launching this new version of ketchup, and in order to launch it, they announced that they were only going to sell it exclusively on Facebook. Initially. I don't know how long they're going to do it for, but on Facebook.
And they got 40,000 new fans when they made that announcement.
Yep, people were really excited. So then they launched it, and they started selling it, and whoops, for like the entire first day of the promotion, the purchase process through Facebook didn't work. So you couldn't actually buy any of this very special ketchup.
And people were trying, and they get like 2/3 of the way through, and then it would crash, and then they try again, and of course it's Facebook, so like they're posting all these horrible messages about what's going wrong, and just like, oh, God. It's like the marketer's nightmare is when your campaign actually works and then like something other part of it like totally falls apart and you're like, oh, dude, the marketing part of it worked. It's just like the technology didn't work for me.
So since this happened, which was earlier this week, the company, Heinz, has authored more than 600 posts to consumers on Facebook, basically answering their negative feedback, telling them they're working on the product, responding to the positive stuff, and consumers have been really happy. They've also said anybody who had a failure in buying the Heinz ketchup, they'll give you a free bottle of this fabulous balsamic ketchup, including shipping. And even if your order didn't fail, even if you got an order, they'll send you a free bottle too. So they're getting a lot of, they did the right thing and they responded to people. They were real time. They were paying attention to the conversation that was going on, and they're going to make people happy.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's going to cost them, my rough estimates, bottles of ketchup plus shipping, like whatever. It's going to be like $75,000.
Yeah,
like it's
a big whoops.
That's real money.
But they, in the end, if this makes people think higher of the brand, and they'll go back and do these things again, and maybe they'll all fall in love with balsamic flavored ketchup.
Well, and there was obviously a lot more conversation and buzz around the fact that it failed, and then they were giving it away for free, and now it's this whole example of like good marketing and whatever. So it's just interesting how that sort of all worked out. So
I have to say. So it looks like we're having some live stream technical difficulties, and Fake Dan Zarilla has let us know that he broke our live stream, new world record. It's science, bitches.
Damn. All right.
I've just sworn more times on this episode than I think I've sworn on HubSpot TV in the history of the show, and that's saying something for me.
Are you counting the word bitches as a swear?
I am.
Okay.
Technically, bitch is considered a swear. I don't know what world you live in, but...
It's a swear.
Maybe in that context, it's like, it's science, bitches. It doesn't count, but I just threw my like.
Yeah, that was very Amy Poehler of you, actually, I feel like.
I don't have any idea who Amy Poehler is. Oh, no, wait, she's the blonde.
Yes, she's the blonde. Yes,
wait,
Amy Poehler is the blonde.
How do you spell her last name?
An insult or maybe compliment to blondes everywhere.
Yeah, because her last name is not spelled Polar, which is how I envisioned it when you just said the last name. Sorry, I don't think I've ever heard her last name pronounced.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so marketing takeaway here.
What's the marketing takeaway, Karen?
Turn a negative into a positive and get more press. If Amy Poehler wants to come on the show, I would gladly have her any day. And if Heinz wants to send me some free balsamic flavored ketchup, I would live test it on the show.
Okay.
And give my feedback.
Awesome. That would be fantastic.
At Fake Dan Zarilla also says, rules can't contain me.
Yeah, it's just more
All right,
the
so,
same.
Mike, I asked you this twice before the show.
And
What's the marketing tip of the week?
I told you to write one, Rubin. What are you doing?
As the Chief Marketing Officer of HubSpot, the marketing tip of the week that we put out there as a company really needs to come from you.
The marketing tip of the week is... if you are still doing any advertising, which we recommend that you do more inbound marketing than buying all this advertising, but if you are still buying advertising, I highly recommend that you check out Catvertising, because it is the next generation of advertising.
It really is. And figure out ways in which you can incorporate cats into your advertising, because it will make all the difference. Well, in fact, I have 2 cats you can borrow.
Actually, Karen,
if you need a cat that can't use the litter box,
it's not a question. It's not a question of borrow. You have 2 cats that have that are SAG members or whatever the cat version of SAG would be, and have their cards and like are available for acting in commercials for a fee. And they're highly trained because
Highly
they use
trained.
the toilet instead of the litter
They
box.
actually don't do that. They
just
failed
don't-
at the toilet, and now they just go to the bathroom on the floor. So if you need cats,
So you train them to not use the litter box, but also not use the toilet. That's perfect.
I have
That's
totally messed up my cats in
Yeah.
every way.
Awesome.
And Jared's let me know that when we have children, I'm not going to be allowed to parent them in any capacity.
Perfect.
Anyway,
awesome.
Mike, what
Great.
are you up to this weekend?
This weekend, I am. I'm doing all sorts of things tomorrow. I am. I'm getting some appliances delivered. I am meeting 2 different people that have different quotes for different things on our new house, and then I'm going furniture shopping.
I'm not going to lie. In
Yeah.
the last year, your life has gone so completely fascinating.
It's yes. When you have kids and move to the suburbs, this kind of thing happens. Yeah.
So we're having early Thanksgiving with my family. So Sunday I get Thanksgiving #1, which I'm actually like fabulously excited for. And tomorrow I have to bake an apple pie, which is very exciting. And I'm working on a new desk. I'm building us a perfect new desk for our bedroom. So my life's not that much.
Perfect new desk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got
Awesome.
some work cut out for me, so I
Cool.
can figure it out.
We've got one more tweet and then we'll close it out, which is from Erica Rice, Rice EK, says, clearly Karen Rubin is a visual learner.
Am.
Pound Amy, POLAR. Awesome. With that, we'll see you next week, guys. Thank you.
High five. Was that, did he start at the beginning?